What's up, guys? This is Justin Coffin for a special edition of the 330 Sports Show. Today, we're going to do some of the weirdest Winter Olympic sports. I compiled a list of just different things that are past and present that are events. Some of these you'll see in Beijing. Some of these haven't been around for many, many years, but came up with the weirdest list, and let's have some fun with it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first event on the weirdest Olympic sports, winter Olympic sports list is the skeleton, which is a winter sport featured in the Olympics where the competitor rides headfirst and prone, which means lying face down on a flat sled. It is normally run on an ice track that allows the sled to gain speed by gravity. So if you've ever gone sled riding as a kid, a lot of times you'd probably like sit on your butt and lay down backwards. This is the complete opposite, where you're laying on your chest and facing forward, and you're going at much, much higher speeds. So, it probably takes a little bit of crazy to do this sport, but when you get good at it, it's probably a hell of a lot of fun. The next sport is one that's gained a lot of popularity in the United States and probably all around the world. I know I've heard of some curling clubs around the United States. So curling is a sport in which players slide stones on a sheet of ice toward a target area, which is segmented into 4 concentric circles. It's related to bowls, bulls, and shuffleboard. 2 teams, each with 4 players, take turns sliding heavy polished granite rocks, also called stones, across the ice curling sheet toward the house. A circular target marked on the ice. Each team has 8 stones, with each player throwing 2. The purpose is to accumulate the highest score for the game. Points are scored for the stones resting closest to the center of the house at the conclusion of each end, which is completed when both teams have thrown all of their stones. A game usually consists of 8 or 10 ends. So if you've ever played bocce, I'm not comparing it to bocce in the sense of the way it's played, but maybe in the sense of the scoring system, closest to the Pauline, closest to the centric circles here. So curling, makes way. This is the one that I think caught a lot of people's attention a few years back. Just with the brooms, and we're like, what the heck is this? But it's kind of cool to watch. It's definitely not a sport that's going to get you going or too crazy, but it's definitely entertaining to maybe watch a couple minutes here or there, or maybe a match. So curling comes in next on our list. You can't have a weird Olympic sport without maybe like some skiing and some guns and some different things. But the next one is the biathlon. It's a winter sport that combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. It's treated as a race, which contestants ski through a cross-country trail, whose distance is divided into shooting rounds. The shooting rounds are not timed, but depending on the competition, missed shots result in extra distance or time being added to the contestant's total. So you got to be a sharpshooter, and you got to have some endurance to be able to hang with the best biathletes. So this comes in the biathlon as our next strangest or weirdest winter Olympic sports. Now, I didn't put these in particular order from 1 to 10 or anything like that, but the next one is probably the strangest of them all, maybe the kind of the coolest, depending on if you have an equestrian background. But ski I hope I'm going to pronounce this right. Skijoring or Skijoring is a winter sport in which a person is on skis and pulled by a horse, a dog, or a motor vehicle. It is derived from the Norwegian word Skijoring, which means ski driving. Although Skijoring is said to have originated as a mode of winter travel, it is currently primarily a competitive sport. Looks like a lot of fun. So I don't know if this is Currently still in the Olympics, but it has been in the past. And like I said, it looks pretty entertaining. Anytime you can have, be connected to a horse and it's pulling you along, that's probably, fairly good entertainment, as long as you're not in a Western movie getting dragged by a bad dude or something like that. The next one we're going to get into combines skiing and ballet. It's ski ballet, simply known as ballet in the ski world, is a form of ballet performed on skis. It is very similar to figure skating, combining spins, jumps, and flips into 2-minute routine choreographed to music. So again, yeah, very very similar to ice skating, but it's on skis and out, not in an arena. It's more out in the open view. So a little different, but if you're into ballet and you're a good skier, hey, might as well give it a shot. The next one is very, very similar to hockey. It's got a kind of a cool name, Bandy. Bandy is, or I guess you could just call it hockey with a ball. Bandy sounds a little bit better in Russian. Is a winter sport. It's a team sport played on ice in which players on ice skates use sticks to direct a ball into the opposing team's goal. So, I read you the basic definition. However, it's pretty much hockey with a ball. So, just a very, interesting take, maybe a safer version of hockey. So, that's the basic rules of this. I don't know what other elements make bandy different than hockey, but, it came across my eye and I thought we'd add that one to the list. So bandy comes in next on our list. Now, the next one, we're just going to call it the Super G, which is the Super Giant Slalom. So Super Giant Slalom, or Super G, is a racing discipline of alpine skiing along with the faster downhill. It is regarded as a speed event in contrast to the technical events, giant slalom and the slalom. So very, very cool race. Not necessarily weird, but I would put this one in the scary category because there's only a few hundred people in the world that can do this and probably not get killed while doing it. But Super G, highly entertaining. Definitely recommend checking it out on the Olympics coming up. The next one makes me think of an old Prince song, but I'm not going to reference that name. But Military Patrol was a team winter sport in which athletes competed in cross-country skiing, mountaineering, and rifle shooting. So similar to the biathlon. I'm not exactly sure what mountaineering would be. Maybe you climb a mountain. I guess I got to look into that one a little bit more. But obviously no longer a current sport in the Olympics. But the military patrol competition encompassed 25-kilometer cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. So pretty interesting there. And maybe it was actually used for a purpose back then to get guys or women ready for any military training that they might have, especially in high altitude areas. All right, the next one is speed skiing. I thought all skiing was speed skiing, to be honest, but this apparently is a particular event. Speed skiing is a sport of skiing downhill in a straight line at as high of a speed as possible and timed over a fixed stretch of a ski slope. So I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently it's just a flat track. You go as fast as you can, and that's it. So, if you ever watched that South Park back in the day, this is where you want a French fry and not pizza. So, if hopefully you guys got that reference. But speed skating comes in next on our list. The next one is obviously no longer a Winter Olympic sport, but was previously ice stock sport. Ice stock sport is a winter sport somewhat similar to curling. In German, it is known as Eisen. I'm going to work on my German here. Eisstockschießen. Competitors slide ice stocks over an ice surface, aiming for a target or to cover the longest distance. Ice stocks have a gliding surface to which a stick is attached. So again, very similar to curling. There's not necessarily brooms. There's not necessarily rocks, but very, very similar in that sense. So I'm guessing curling, sort of was birthed through this ice stock sport. And again, very similar to, a bocce game where you're trying to either hit a target or get as close to something as possible. The next one used to be an Olympic sport. I do not believe it currently is in the Olympics, but the race I'm familiar with was the Iditarod, which I believe is up close to the North Pole, up in Canada, up in north of Alaska. But sled dog racing is a winter sport most popular in the Arctic regions of the United States, Canada, Russia, Greenland, and some European countries. Obviously, you got a lot of huskies, you got a lot of winter type breeds of dogs that mush, I guess you might say, in this for, as you have a driver or a rider behind those dogs. So sled dog racing. The next one, the winter pentathlon. If you know, pentathlon usually means 5 of something. So this was only tried in 1948 at the Winter Olympics. The event comprised of these 5 disciplines in order. So a 10-kilometer cross-country ski race. Then you would do your pistol shooting. Then you would do downhill skiing. Then you would do fencing. And then you would do horse jumping equestrian course. So very interesting here. Almost feels like you're training to be an assassin or something with the shooting and fencing and being able to ride a horse and ski and all that stuff. So it feels like James Bond would probably have trained doing this stuff back in the day. But with the winter pentathlon, obviously no longer around, but the pentathlon is still used in the summer Olympics, obviously different disciplines, but thought that was kind of a cool look back at a sport that used to be done in the Winter Olympics. And then our final one that makes the list is not synchronized swimming, but synchronized skating. It offers athletes the chance to compete with a team and learn the value of teamwork and camaraderie. Formed in 1956 by Dr. Richard Porter, the sport was known as precision skating for the intricate moves skaters perform on the ice together. Not in the current Olympics, but there will be a push to add it in the next Winter Olympic Games. This is something that there's a lot of clubs and things for this that a lot of people are pushing for to add to the next Olympics. So that's our list. Tell me what you think. Drop any comments you might have or anything I might have omitted in the comment section, or let us know on either on Facebook, YouTube, whatever you might be watching. So with that, let's have John Williams play us out, and then let's have a couple words from our sponsors.
Sweeney is your General Motors lease return headquarters. No matter where you bought your GM vehicle, we accept all Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC lease returns. Free of judgment, free of hassle, with no questions asked. Safely and securely. Now it's even better. If we buy your car, we'll cut you a check for $2,000 whether you purchased it at Sweeney or not. Plus, we'll waive your disposition fee. Click SweeneyCars.com or stop by Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC on Market Street in Boardman.
Platt Insurance, your local independent insurance agency offering auto, home, life, business, and farm insurance. We also have a team of specialists that can help you with insuring your brewery or winery. Platt Insurance, helping you protect your tomorrows. For more information or quote, please call us at 330-856-6244 or visit us on our website at www.platteinsurance.com. That's